So yeah, Jensen's coming back from the dead, and now is going to come. Well, we see now that Eliza is still watching him, and now we'll see him close his shades for the first time. Now he's closing on himself.
And he's closing. Exactly. That was the idea, right? That he's kind of like now he doesn't really like what's happened to him, and he's a bit kind of
self-conscious.
He's self-conscious and making a little shield around him from the world.
The eyes are the windows to the soul, but
the eyes
they
are
cover
the
them up.
soul.
Yeah, he protects himself.
Yeah.
Adam, it's David. You in the building?
Just entered the lobby.
Sorry to pull you out of sick leave so soon, but we've got a situation. A break-in at our Milwaukee Junction factory. Meet me at the helipad.
I have to see Pritchard first. Something's wrong with my retinal enhancement.
Frank's on the second floor in the tech lab. Make it quick. People's lives are at stake.
My God. Mr. Jensen, I didn't think you'd... Wow. I guess you hear about the break-in. Did you need directions or something?
It hasn't been that long, Cindy. I may not look the same, but my memory's pretty intact.
Oh, I didn't mean... I mean, of course, your memory's fine, sir. It's just that, well, things have been switched around a lot ever since the... well, since the...
Ever since the first attack?
Yes, sir. The lab floors were pretty much demolished. We're rebuilding them, but most of our researchers are working off-site now. Everyone else has been shuffled around, so if you need help finding someone...
You said everyone's been moved around?
Almost everyone. Who were you looking for?
Thanks.
That's what I'm here for. Anything else, sir?
I don't suppose we moved the helipad, did we?
I don't see how we could have moved it. Oh, you're teasing me. Very funny, Mr. Jensen. Go up the stairs to the second floor, then around the cafeteria to the exit. I think I saw Farida heading there earlier.
I'll find my way.
If you say so. It's good to have you back, sir.
Not sure how I feel about this memorial.
What do you mean?
I'm sorry. I can't imagine how difficult it's been for you. You probably just want to forget, huh?
What do you mean? The least we can do is remind her.
Conference room 7. Conference room 7.
I don't know, but the guy's almost
Jensen, isn't it a bit early to toss him back into the trenches?
I hear he's almost fully recovered.
His body accepted augmentation with remarkable ease, but that doesn't mean his mind.
About time. What happened? You get stuck in an air duct on the way over?
Yeah, nice to see you too, Francis. Something's wrong with my retinal display. Can you fix it?
If it's what I think it is, probably. Of course, it might seem. Oh, looks like your left and right imaging processors weren't completely in sync. But don't worry, your Sentinel health implant will kick in soon, repairing any damage that might have caused. Your retinal display should be fine now. Its recognition software won't be picking up hostiles yet, but you should be seeing radar and targeting reticules. Biomedical data too, if you're in pain.
Right. We done here? Because Sarif is waiting for me at the helipad.
I know. Radicals have broken into our manufacturing plant and taken hostages. Maybe this time you'll actually save people.
If you got a problem with me, Pritchard, why don't you just say it and get it over with?
Why no, Jensen. I don't have a problem with you. If anything, I blame myself.
The mighty Pritchard blaming himself. That's gotta be a first.
I'm the one who told Sarif we needed a physical security team to protect us. If he'd read my report closely enough.
Wait a second. Are you saying it was your idea to hire me?
Not you, Jensen. I wanted Dynacore, Sharp Edge, or Bell Tower. All the top private security contractors were on my list, but Sarif wanted somebody in-house. And so did Dr. Reed.
I suggest you leave Megan out of this.
Why, Jensen? It's no secret how close the two of you were. And let's face it, you'd just been fired from SWAT for that massacre in Mexican Town. No one was about to hire you.
You really have to stop getting your news from those Picus blogs, Francis. They only confuse you.
The point is, if Sarif had listened to me, we wouldn't be having this conversation. But Megan, God love her, always did have Sarif's ear.
Sarif's ear is going to be hearing a report about violence in the workplace if you keep this up. You really feel like continuing?
Point taken.
Why is David keeping the SWAT team right away? Remember the last attack?
Here we have a good example of show don't tell with this plate on the wall where we make this building feel much more important and bigger than what is actually playable.
And I remember the first version of it when I was playing it, the level artist had slapped up a sign, and it basically just had 3 floors to the whole building because that's really all you get to explore.
But when you're outside, it's humongous.
Yeah, and I'm like, wait, guys, we got to have more in there. We got to have like more offices and more things to show this. So we ended up submitting a list to him, and some of the things we wanted.
Where are you, Adam? You don't have time to mess around. Get to the helipad, or something seriously bad is gonna happen.
Here we have a good example of show don't tell with this plate on the wall where we make this building feel much more important and bigger than what is actually playable.
And I remember the first version of it when I was playing it, the level artist had slapped up a sign, and it basically just had 3 floors to the whole building because that's really all you get to explore.
But when you're outside, it's humongous.
Yeah, and I'm like, wait, guys, we got to have more in there. We got to have like more offices and more things to show this. So we ended up submitting a list to him, and some of the things we wanted didn't get in there. Like we wanted a cafeteria named the Swallow's Nest, named after one of the writers who worked with us. And then the whole part about this is all under construction, it ended up helping us to explain why you only go to a few floors, and yet also tie into the story.
Welcome back, Jensen. Didn't think we'd see you around here for a while yet.
You know how it goes, Malik. Duty calls.
Don't I know it? I was in my wingsuit halfway to the top of the Renaissance Center when I got the 911. But you? 6 months is a hell of a short time to come back from the dead. You sure you're ready for this?
Only one way to find out.
Roger that. The boss is already on board, arguing with the DPD's tactical response team. They've got the plant surrounded, but Mr. Seraph wants you to go in first. You all set here? Because the sooner we take off, the better it will be for everyone.
I'm ready.
Great. Then let's get airborne.
So yeah, the cutscenes are pre-rendered, but originally we were planning them out to be totally in-game and everything. And as we were progressing and realizing what it would demand and the tools and everything that we didn't have set up properly and everything, we kind of realized that we would never ship the game like that, so we had to rely on pre-rendered cutscenes.
And there's a funny little thing here at the, if you notice when Jensen comes into the VTOL in the cutscene, he's wearing his jacket, and then when we start inside the plane, he's not wearing the jacket. It was kind of a big problem where between cinematics and in-game they were saying, you know, something fell through the cracks. So for audio to try and help that out at the end of the cutscene, you actually kind of hear a cloth rustle, and it's supposed to be Jensen taking his coat off and throwing his coat on the floor to try and help sort of bridge the gap that, you know, it was too late. We couldn't fix the cutscene, and we couldn't put the coat on him here. It didn't make sense, so that's kind of how we dealt with that.
And this is a pretty major scene with David Seraph. It's really the first time you ever get to meet him in person. And I remember the casting for David Seraph. We went through a lot of different ideas about what kind of person this should be. Should he be really corporate? Should he be this? And I remember we had a couple contenders, and when Steve Shellen came in, and the way he played it, it wasn't exactly what I was picturing in my head, but I remember going, wait a second.
I'm not looking to start
it's
a
like
firefight in
it
there,
does kind. It totally works because we wanted a very charismatic guy who's a very friendly guy, but we wanted a corporate CEO kind of guy.
What it's like in there?
And I remember walking out of that casting session going, oh my goodness,
high ceilings.
What is going to happen? And I think the decision, we did it early enough in the process that the decision to cast him totally affected how we wrote that character from that point on.
That way I'll be sure they stay down.
You got it. The Typhoon should be in the factoring labs, but Pritchard will tell you more as you go in. I've got him running comms.
Terrific. Anything else?
Keep your eyes open for hostages. Free them if you can, but the Typhoon is your #1 priority. We developed it for the Alphabet agencies, and if we don't deliver it to them intact and still a secret, well, I'm sure you'll get the job done right.